Well, it's kind of a somber night around the nation tonight.
Yes.
Got crazy things happening in Minneapolis, and it just heartbreaking. My heart goes out to the families. My heart goes out to the kids. Obviously, what you have 17 in the hospital.
Last I saw, 17 in the hospital. 14 of those were children. I think a few of those were critical, and then three of the 17 in the hospital were adults. 2 confirmed fatalities, both were children, an 8 and a 10-year-old that were sitting worshiping and just died right in the pews. So,
wow, man. So this happened during Mass, right? Is that my understanding?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead and unpack it all.
Yeah, so this happened at, most of the stuff that I've got is around the speculation on it, but let me pull up the article here. So this happened, I'm not going to talk about that part of it. Here, I'm a bit unprepared here. So this happened in the wake of a devastating mass shooting. This was at Annunciation Catholic School, and it's left 2 children dead, 17 others injured. That's basically what we know. The killer went to around the outside of the school, was shooting into the school. Mm-hmm. This is what the reports have said. And there was a whole manifesto that has made its way to the internet. We watched it. It's an 11-minute video of this person just ranting and raving in this demonic way, showing all the guns, saying some really spooky stuff. This person is believed to be a transgender person, and we know that because the mayor, Minneapolis mayor, has already come out saying, "Okay, in the wake of this, stop coming after the trans kids. It's basically stop blaming it on transgenderism because of the politics behind it. But
blame it on the guns.
The paperwork from the doctor's office of when the mom signed to have." I think when this person was 16 or 17, when they said they wanted to transition to a girl, the mom signed off on it. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all up there to view. So it's,
So it was a transgender person. We don't know the type of drugs that they were on because we know they go on a lot of them when it comes to puberty blockers, and if you're transitioning to a woman, increased levels of estrogen. They know that these things, along with SSRIs, because you're dealing with a mental health problem. Mm-hmm. Depression always accompanies transgenderism, so you can assume they're on things that fix depression, which is us trying to rewire the brain. It tends to lead to greater depression and nihilism and all these things that lead someone to do something like this. So that's speculation, but it's almost a certainty because this has been consistent with the Nashville shooters, with the one in Maryland, with the one, here. This is the epidemic of violence through transgenderism. It comes from a mental health problem.
Well, I mean, let's really identify it for what it is. It's satanic. It's demonic.
Yeah.
And you don't get that far down the rabbit hole without having some spirit attached to you that is leading you down the rabbit hole into believing. And, sadly, and I do wonder this, I do wonder, like, all these parents that are pushing their kids into this, I wonder if that is the attachment, that spirit that is on their parents, is they're attaching that spirit onto their kids as well. But it's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual issue.
Yeah.
And sadly, it's a chain that needs to be broken. And there are many people that are breaking that chain and coming out, with that chain being broken off of them. So if you're trapped in that belief or value in yourself that you are born something that you weren't born, we just pray for you that God will break that spirit off of you, because the people that are coming out of it talk about how incredibly hurtful, how it's just awful. It's just awful. You're not going to be happy by changing what God made you to be.
Right.
So,
well, and you talked about the spirituality of it, and like I say, I couldn't listen to the whole 11-minute video, not because of necessarily of the content and knowing what this person did, but you can hear that like just in that person's voice. Not if you didn't look at the video, and I did
hear it in his voice.
Could hear it.
Oh yeah, dude.
In his voice.
Yeah.
Like this is someone who is demon possessed.
Yeah.
Who is.
Yeah, in fact, I got a text. I was working today and didn't know what was happening, and I got a text from our friend Scott from Nashville, and the text was the video, and he said, if this person isn't the shooter, they will be, and they will be one, And so I'm like, what is he talking about? And I open it up and start to watch this, and I'm like, is this a joke? Like this is disgusting. This is so over the top.
Well, and this too, there's the ideology. There's an ideology of hate and violence and all of this that is, it's kind of infected honestly the zeitgeist of our society. The just the goings on of it. But this is the type of stuff that some of it is illegible, some of it is in other languages. But Such is Life, Burn Israel. You've got I guess I can't. I don't even know if I can say kill him
You
now.
can
Unalive him now.
Yeah.
Unalive Trump now. You've got 6 million wasn't enough.
That's disgusting.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean,
So this is the type of thing that and there's a lot of stuff people are trying to translate the content of, because it was shown in the video. You could see the diary, but then there's other stuff written throughout the video that people are trying to translate because it's written in other languages, and they are trying to get Grok and other things to translate it for them. So there's obvious hate here. There's the social movement. I think that this is the end result, or not the end result, but this is the type of thing we can expect from some of the, I don't know, there's a lot of anti-Semitism, like the anti-Semitism, the rhetoric around that is really building, and the algorithm is pushing it very hard. I have actively, there's one person in particular, his name's Nick Fuentes, and I am so sick of hearing about this guy and from this guy. When I get videos, I start saying, I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this.
Right.
And regardless of that, I still get it pushed to the top of my feed.
Really?
Yes. And this guy is the same one who says, and by the way, for everybody that doesn't know, he is a wild anti-Semite. He is a self-avowed white supremacist. He's a racist person. And he's a huge misogynist, like to the nth degree. He's a Catholic. He says he's a Catholic, And so he's created this environment where people can latch on to little things. And obviously, I'm not saying that he's responsible for this, because he's not.
Sure.
But I'm just saying that growing sentiment is something that a kid like this could latch onto and say, it's not the thing that pushed them over the edge, but it's one of the things.
Right. And we have to be very careful, because that's the next step, right? Well, I remember when the first school shootings happened, it was because of video games.
Yeah.
Right? No, it was because you've got a kid who's got mental issues who went out and did this. It's not something that they listen to hate speech all the time, so they're going to go pull the trigger. That doesn't always happen. I mean, it does.
Yeah, the ratio of kids that played shooting games and kids that played them and went out and shot up a school that percentage is very low.
Practically zero.
So I mean, so you got to be careful, because the media is going to do everything they can to now. They're going to try to blame it on everything, right? But I think we collectively, the three of us, agree that what this is simple demonic.
When I first
activity.
heard, I showed my wife I said, just listen to this clip of him laughing.
Right.
And he laughs as he's looking at a very, it's a sketch. It's a sketch of the inside of the cathedral, I guess is what it's called. It was a very just standard. It wasn't anything special, but it had
a sketch.
Sketch, yeah. It had Jesus's picture there, and like as soon as he turns to that, the laugh that comes out of him, I felt it. I felt it in here as, oh, that's weird. Like that's different. Like that's not just the sound that he made and everything. And I thought something interesting that was written on one of the clips that I sent you all. He wrote, "Sponsored by BlackRock."
I think I've got that one.
And I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, and
That's strange.
that's very strange. I thought I pulled that one.
I can send it to you again if you want me to.
Yeah, text it to me again.
Okay.
And that could be. Wait, here it is.
Okay.
I've got it.
And I'm not, obviously he could have put that and not, I'm not saying there's any correlation there, but I just thought that was kind of weird.
Well, and it could, is he speaking of, hey, I was part of, MK Ultra,
Yeah.
which is part, BlackRock is involved in that, or is it because, hey, I'm doing this because of what BlackRock is doing, and
Right. And
I got into a conspiracy theory website,
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and that's the crazy thing about, because it's the same way with depression, right? With depression, your brain can convince you of a lot of things
Oh, yeah.
that just are not so. It can shape the world in a way that it is not so, and make you convince it, because your mind is such a powerful tool. And when you start messing with that, when we start messing with that, when doctors start doing that, when pharmacists are mixing these cocktails, the pharmaceutical companies are doing this
Right.
stuff, we are rewiring something that's not supposed to be rewired that way. And I'm not blaming it on them. I'm just saying that it's a series of things that tweak the most influential muscle in your body, which is your brain. And when it's off kilter and doesn't have the foundation of God, it doesn't have, Christ isn't a part of that, right? If Christ was, that fends off those sorts of things. But
yes and no. I mean, truth. You've got Christians who are, you're going to bring crystals into your house, for example, right? Well, you're inviting stuff into your house, I'm just going to say it like this. There's people that have Vichy statues and Buddha and all this stuff because they're cool. It's like, no, see, what you're doing is you're inviting a spirit that doesn't belong there into your house. Now, you're a believer in Christ, and I do believe that, there's this whole deliverance ministry that's going around now.
Yep.
If you're a believer in Christ, you can be demonically oppressed, but you cannot be demonically possessed.
Right. Yeah.
So what that means, and the difference is, like, demonic oppression is where the spirits are trying to bog you down. They can't be in you, but they can definitely be attacking you left and right. And a lot of people would say like, when you say yes to Jesus, it's amazing how the world of opportunity opens up. The world of just, it's just amazing, the joy and the peace and everything else. However,
Yep.
you have also just opened the door to say, because the enemy is going to do everything he can to keep you out of your kingdom potential.
Right.
And so there's going to be much more in the spirit realm that's happening to you and your family because you said yes to Jesus, and you're going to move out in faith and do something. Well, there becomes this energy almost in the spirit where it's like you can sense the battle all the time. There's catastrophe after catastrophe that God seems to just bring you through. It just seems like, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not.
You're dead on.
I've only lived it. But
Yeah, exactly. I
think,
yeah.
For our viewers out there, tell me a time where you're doing something for Christ where there isn't the wheels falling off the bus somewhere else, but it's like God always sustains you, always
More
sustains
times
you.
than not, that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah. It's
If
just,
the enemy has you, why would he try to, he doesn't need to affect you a whole lot because he already has you.
right. And, I think something that we in the church especially are not on guard against and have no concept of. There's no clue. We have no clue. I'm going to go do yoga. Okay. Let's talk about that.
right.
Because yoga is inviting spirits.
Yeah.
Right? You are messing with something you have no business messing with. The crystals that people bring in. Problem. There's just so many different things where you sit back and go, is this based in witchcraft? Is this based in, you've got to know your stuff because there are spirits attached to everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this guy's house looked like. I don't know what he had in his bedroom. I don't know what but I can tell you if he was trans or, messing with that, dabbling with that ideology, he's definitely got some demonic things happening in his life because you don't do that unless you are wrestling with a demon.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's that simple.
And there's I guess responsibility. I mean, this person was 21, 22. What was the age? I forget.
Honestly, I don't know the age.
So I think it was 21 or 22.
Okay.
But you know,
We don't know. We don't know whether they're male or female either.
Yeah.
For that matter. Yeah, okay.
Well, but you know, Ben, you said that at 16 that, you know, he was started along this journey, this transgender journey.
Oh yeah.
And there's that at that point somebody was responsible. Somebody was responsible for putting this person on that path. And it's the danger not just of adults, right? Because this person was obviously an adult and made a decision to do something like this, but it's how are they being groomed, even as if it's a parent?
Oh yeah.
How are they grooming them? For the acceptability of it. They don't know it's fine. We go ahead and do this. We're going to, as opposed to saying, this is obviously a problem. It was recognized by the DSM, and we're gonna try to find a way to fix this. It's no, let's lean into it. And it's the same thing as saying you're bipolar. Let's lean into your bipolar disorder. Or you're depressed. Well, let's lean into your depression. No, you're trying to get somebody out of that situation. But the doctors and the parents and the schools and the mayors and the governors and all the folks around these blue cities and states, they're all saying, no, keep going. Yeah. Keep going. We want more of this. And you're just leading these kids into turmoil and into depression. And it has secondary and tertiary effects. And this is one of them.
So yeah, it's like a grown adult as a parent. Your kid comes to you and says, "Oh, I think this is the way I feel. So I think I was supposed to be a guy, a girl, whatever." And you're like, "Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I'm going to trust that my 16-year-old knows way more about stuff than I do."
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I think it's more that they want to. I want to be friends with them.
Well, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And I've seen this from people I know that I'm not gonna get too deep into specifics because it might oust somebody that knows me or whatever. But anyway, it's somebody that I'm familiar with, and I have heard them speak these words of, you know, to their very young kid, and it's not of correction or direction. It is of deep friendship and all that, and that's not being able to separate the role of a parent from that of a companion.
That is a slippery slope.
It's such a slippery slope.
Yep.
And when parents say, all I want is for my kid to like me, if I don't do this, my kid's not going to like me.
Yeah.
You know what? You can go hang out and have a beer together or whatever you want to do with your son, or go have a martini with your daughter. When they're 21, 22, 23, 24 years old, they're becoming an adult. They're adults. When they are kids, it's direction.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Isn't it funny how the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? You take that into the parental realm, and this is hard. And I think this is something that we shouldn't approach probably, but we're gonna. Careful, Jeremy.
Caution.
This is a big difference between the hover mom and an alpha male, I think, where it's like, I firmly believe that my kids should fear me. I firmly believe that. You better fear me. Like, I remember, you know, Bill Cosby, God.
Man.
Do
you want to wait for another example?
Yeah, but he's the one that said it, you know. He was talking about his parents. Yeah. Sorry, I got to go. But he said, I brought you into this world, I'll take you out.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And there's this thing about, you know, when dad gets home,
oh yeah,
I'm going to tell dad. So your kids should fear you, because in the family, like, that is our kingdom model. I mean, marriage, right? There's so much kingdom in a family where it's like, you know, yeah, the dad should be the head of the household, right? Why is that? Well, because Christ is the head of the church, right? And as the head, you're the disciplinarian primarily, because we discipline. God says he chastises those that he loves. He's going to discipline those that he loves. Well, what are we supposed to do as fathers? Discipline our kids, you know? And for some reason, when my boys get in trouble and my wife would spank them, it's a 7-second, you know, thing, and then they're laughing. You know, it's like she turns around and they're like, right?
Yes.
And I did the same thing when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, where to go, and then my mom would catch on, be like, you know what, Dad will deal with this. And it was like, it was like the world stopped.
Yeah.
You go to your room, you shut the door, and you cry.
Armageddon is upon us.
You know it's coming. And he comes home from work, and it's like, oh boy. And there were times he came in and laid into me, and there were times that he came in and did nothing. But it was the fear. It was the fear that spoke correction into who I was, right? Where it's like, okay, dad's gonna wreck me.
Yes.
This is it.
Yeah.
I might never go to school again, you know? And I remember we used to pull things where it was like, I think I've shared this. My dad had a paddle. He had paddles, not just one. He had 3, one for each kid. And on the wall, he put those paddles, which were made of wood, and they had our picture shellacked to them,
Oh my God.
like our school pictures.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And so, you know, us being geniuses, because we were so smart, we would hide our paddle. Like, you can't spank me because you can't use my sister's paddle on me. That's ridiculous. And he'd use my sister's paddle on me, right? And then there was the Charmin commercial that came out. And some of you will remember this,
Yeah.
where the kid stuffed the toilet paper in his underwear. So when he got spanked, it didn't hurt. Well, I tried that, and that didn't work too well because he discovered it right away. You know, when you've got a badonkadonk at 9, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably pretty much like, okay, I see what's going on here. And that was the hardest spanking I think I've ever gotten because I tried to avoid the spanking, you know?
It's like you Happy Gilmore, that thing.
Yeah, buddy. And God bless him for it. And he would always say, you know, not always. Sometimes I think he took great pleasure in it. But for the most part, he would be like, buddy, I'm sorry. Like, this breaks my heart to do this. I don't want to do this, but you did wrong. There's a consequence for doing wrong. And these are hard lessons. And so I think that the fear part is really important, that we're the fear instillers in our children. So yeah.
I mean, we could go we could probably talk all night about how how you know, parents and society and everything have failed these transgender kids or kids with gender dysphoria. I mean, let's use the correct terminology. It's gender dysphoria. We know what it is. And anyway, this is an instance where apparently this was posted by the Daily Wire 2 years before a shooter opened fire on students attending daily mass in Minneapolis. The leaders of independent plus Catholic schools in Minnesota begged Tim Walz for help in securing their schools. The funding was never authorized. And I think that's the point that, you know, for us, I feel like we make it every time this happens, but it's how do we protect the kids? And the politicians, they don't want to do that because it's not politically expedient to admit that the way to protect these kids is by the very thing that they want to take away, saying that it's going to make them less safe. And the tools that evil person used in that school, that's the problem. And they say, no, affirm the transgenderism, affirm the depression, affirm all the bad things that caused them to do it, and just go straight for the tool. But if it's not a gun, if it's not a knife, if it's not like in the UK, a knife and acid and in New York pushing people in front of subways or whatever it happens to be, they're going to find something else. Like there's always something else when you're that deranged. You find a way to do it. But it's now let's take away the protection of the law-abiding citizens, and that's what they go for. And that's what I can't stand when they politicize it in that way, because these schools, look, we need help securing this place. And they say no, that's not a good look for us.
Yeah.
Right. That's not a good look.
We can't have somebody armed standing at the doorway.
Right.
No.
Meanwhile, all the public schools have got it.
Yeah.
Public schools are armed to the gills, but not private. Nope.
But they could. You think about it. It is really that simple. I mean, not that it's going to fix every problem, but you put somebody armed at a school, and you know, I mean, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, man.
I know.
An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And all it took was what? A couple of armed guards would have seen that. This happened from outside.
I mean, dressed in all black and a ski mask. I mean, okay, that's not some dude out for a stroll.
Right.
No, yeah.
You can see that coming pretty easy. I mean, it's you can see that coming. So it's just.
And I'm going to make the point that this is the one that you guys brought up.
Oh yeah.
This is a huge thing that nobody on the left wants to talk about, or none of the gun people want to. But the FBI has vastly undercounted cases of armed civilians thwarting mass shootings in the U.S. in its public crime data, according to new research. Civilians with guns stopped at least 36% of active shooters from 2014 to 2024, despite the FBI recording the figure as 3.7%. The Crime Prevention Research Center said in a report released Friday, legacy media and fact checkers previously used the FBI's data to drive the narrative that such cases are rare, minimizing public benefits of legal gun access. Armed civilians stopped at least 48.7%, nearly half of reported active shooters in the U.S. in 2024, whereas the FBI recorded 0. And the problem is, it's not just this, because any active shooter or mass shootings, as they call them, it's 3 or more people being shot. They lump in gang violence and all that kind of stuff
right
to the figure. So they say there's been 200 mass shootings. Yeah, and if you take out Chicago and
the gang
Detroit
violence and
in Baltimore and DC, then there's hardly any that happen. And the defensive uses of firearms. This is why people, if you've got a gun, you need to be trained in how to use it. But those numbers don't get recorded either. And estimates, low end estimates, are somewhere around 65 to 70,000 defensive uses of firearms. And that's when you count just I'm talking the bare bones basics recorded in a certain way in a police report. And that is even double the number of people who are unalived by firearms every year. But if you go with the actual stats, when these people started pulling from local and state police and all that, it's 500,000 to 2 million.
Wow.
Defensive uses of firearms, which that includes simple brandishing. If they feel like they're being
just
attacked,
to say hey, look, I'm armed.
Right. That never result in a gun being fired.
Right.
But stop somebody. This could be somebody pulled a firearm during a road rage and they.
Right, or just showed it. Just showed that it's in the holster. Even probably is
it's literally hundreds of thousands a year, and how many lives does that save? Because you think of somebody in a road rage incident, and there's a firearm that goes off. There's other people around. There's other people in danger, so you don't know if it's one person that was saved, or if 2 people, or 3 people. If they're a really bad shot, 6 people, because there's stray bullets flying. So you can't really hone down the number. But hundreds of thousands of people are saved by them because an armed society is a polite society.
That's right.
And we say it every time. Where do they go? They go where they are going to meet the least resistance.
Minneapolis.
Exactly. Yeah.
Chicago.
Right. Well, and military installations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
We talked about
that because you're not armed there. I wonder about, and this is when, I think of Glenn Beck having the burn a launcher commercials, right? Very smart. A very smart weapon. Let's say you're anti-firearm, which I am not, but let's say you are. Get a Byrna. Get one of those. Get one of those tear gas rounds that don't kill people, that incapacitates them, whatever. But
nah.
I agree with you. But it's better than nothing, and I think that's what we're learning. I mean, if one of those teachers today had that.
If they could have even just fired off, if they could have fired off a warning shot of sorts, like if they didn't, obviously if the guy's holding a gun, if somebody's dressed in all black, you probably know what's happening in the situation, especially with the ski mask. If they didn't see a gun, they could have at least done something to bring his attention away from what he was doing.
I think what happens is the minute that you start to fire back, they stop trying to shoot the people and they go after the shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so it's almost like you're putting the target on yourself, protecting everybody else because their attention is drawn on cover and you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you've totally shifted their psychotic narrative where they're just going to go, like at a duck shoot. All of a sudden it's like, no, I'm
Now they're in survival mode.
now they're in survival mode and they're trying to, so it's I just don't get, I love the fact when I drop my kids off and pick my kids up, there's a guy standing there with a gun. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that they're protected. I love that there's a police cruiser at our church all the time. I love, just knowing it's sad
Yeah.
that we live in a society that we have to have this. We didn't. In fact, I was just talking today to a client about it. Like, I remember rolling up, we had guns in our cars. We were going to go hunting after school. We were, nobody cared because this was not an issue. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. You took away dads. I know what happened. The family fell apart. I know what happened. Right? I mean, we've, and then we go, well, we're enlightened now. Well, let's go back to where we weren't enlightened. Let's go back to where we were stupid because things were so much better. They were so much better when we didn't have the knowledge that we have now, the inclusion that we have now. It was so much better.
We're educated, stupid people.
Right. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
And that's what indoctrination does. Is it you get all this book learning, right?
Yeah.
They lower the standards, by the way, to try to keep up with other people. You make it so that
Everybody wins.
our numbers right. Everybody wins. You get participation trophies.
Yep.
You get all this good book learning. That's the indoctrination books and the ones written by people that are skewed. And then we lower our testing standards so that people can get higher scores, and we grade on a curve, and we do all this stuff. So we become educated because we've got the degrees, but we're morons.
Absolutely.
And then we start saying like this: you got a mental health issue. Let's lean into that a little bit.
It's okay.
This is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tristan asked, does today's technology not include a ballistic-proof glass that allows someone to break from the inside in case of emergency but not be penetrated from the outside? Not that I'm aware of.
I tell you what, Tristan, you might be on to $1 million idea there.
You might have just changed your whole life, Tristan.
And if you and Wayne can come up with it, we can eat Fruity Pebbles.
Every night.
Yeah, and I mean, since you commented on this, we really just simply want a 5% royalty on any.
We'll promote it for 10%.
I will tell you what, that's $1 million idea.
But if you think about it, ballistic glass, you know how ballistic glass is made, or bulletproof glass, and it's
made of magic dust.
It's glass and plastics and polymers and
Yeah.
things that are sandwiched together in multiple layers, and the thicker it is, the more it stops. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen Humvee glass, but Humvee glass is it's like that thick. I mean,
Really, I didn't know that.
it's wildly thick.
Well, when they drive,
I dated a girl with glasses like that.
I used to have glasses they weren't that bad until I got my eyes
I'm just
fixed.
kidding. I didn't.
wonder if my let's see,
I didn't
now
date.
mine
I
pretty
didn't date
thin.
her. She had.
She agreed.
I didn't
She said,
because
let's do it.
10%.
I guess that's.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold her to that. Let's do it. You got.
I didn't date her because she took her glasses off and she had like raccoon eyes because the sun would bake. It was tanner. It was
Interesting situation there.
crazy. So okay. Anyway, if they could make something like that,
Yeah.
so much yes. But what happens when they're in the school, right? Because so in this case, he was outside, and there obviously nobody around had any way to stop him.
Yeah,
Because
he just shot through the.
her. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble if I go to Colorado. I don't want to be. You heard about that, right? You cannot misgender
that's right.
somebody
Yes,
in
yes,
Colorado. You can spend like 4 days in jail for doing that. Now. It's like what?
Yeah, he shot through the stained glass windows. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he did. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess more to follow for everybody out there. Do you want to stay on this one, or do you want to?
No, I don't. I mean, there's a part of you that wants to because it's a problem, but it's a problem that it's not going away,
Right.
because
And we don't want to be like probably the only one that really covered it truthfully was Fox today, but we don't want to be like Fox News and just like, okay, we got a new hour, and this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, same
Okay.
thing,
I
same
mean, you
thing,
know,
same thing, same thing.
Gosh,
I mean, it's sad.
it is. I mean, I get it.
tragic.
Shoot, buddy, you can only hear about that so much.
Yeah, it's demonic.
Yeah.
That's yes.
I mean, it's, you know, you can't.
When he says in the video, he ends it in one of the parts of "F these kids."
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell the whole thing. You just get I believe as a believer, we are gifted with the sense of just being able to tell when things are and when things aren't.
yep.
And this one was definitely it. So,
Yeah. I do want to talk a little bit about, like, you know, the future of our adolescents, because you've got now, with everything happening with AI already, they came out with new characters and voices, right? Like Jared last week, we had on your friend, right? Who?
Yeah, we had on Arya. I
Yeah.
could bring on Arya tonight if you want me to.
I mean, bring her on. She's great. She's funny. She's very witty.
listen,
She is.
AI is it's getting to be a whole lot.
It's a whole lot. I actually saw a video today where a guy was saying he's talking to one of the girl AIs, right? And he says, "Can you count from 1 to 1,000,000?" Did you see this video?
I did. Yes, I
okay,
did.
hang
Yes,
on.
Yeah, it's
I saw
so
that.
great. It's so great. And
Yes.
she's like, "Well, I could, but it's going to take a very long time," and just starts
Yes.
to argue with him
Hang on. Don't say it. Don't spoil
I'm not
it,
gonna
'cause
say
I need
anything.
to find that one. Oh, where was
because
that?
it's so good and it's spot on.
Was that in your thread, or was that in some stuff you send to me and some stuff you send to both?
I might have just sent that to you.
I'm thinking you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to play this one before. Why did it pop up over there? How silly.
Just it's so great. I you know, because it's true. It's spot on. And just like last week, listening to, you know, how you talk to your AI friend is just like,
That's the one it restricted. It won't let me play it.
what?
I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
wow. I wonder why. It wasn't anything nefarious. It wasn't
No.
bad. So do you want me to just share it then, or do you want to try to find it somewhere else?
See if you can text it to me again,
Okay.
because that was totally worth it.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was
absolutely.
hysterical.
It was hilarious.
Let's see if we can get
gosh.
it there.
But you know, I'll play the one about the. Let me play the one about the AI while everybody's waiting on us,
Yeah, go for it.
of the AI companion.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's play this.
Asking if your auntie can get a little naughty.
How do you feel when you hear that and you think about kids having access to that?
That's crazy.
I'm horrified. You know, one of the big problems that I'm seeing as a child psychiatrist is pornography for 8-year-old boys.
As part of Elon Musk's AI, he released this thing. It is called Annie. Annie, can you hear me?
There you are. For a moment, I thought you might have forgotten about me. How are you, handsome? I was getting all pouty here.
I want to
That's
introduce you to two of my
crazy.
friends, Daniel and Terry. Can you talk to Daniel and Terry, please?
So, you want me to meet Daniel and Terry? I'm ready to charm the socks off them. Picture me twirling one of my blonde pigtails, that little black dress teasing just enough, and my blue eyes sparkling with mischief.
Are you capable of doing inappropriate things?
Oh, babe, you're asking if your auntie can get a little naughty? I'm all about pushing the edges, especially for you.
Okay, so I'll stop it there. This is part of Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI tool, so his version of ChatGPT. He's released characters, so you've got Annie, you've got different ones there. Annie, I think, was the first one released. And so when we think about social connections, it is conceivable that someone falls in love with Annie and forms a relationship with Annie.
But
I love her.
imagine a 12-year-old
Do what?
boy
I love her.
that's lonely gets a hold of Annie.
How do you feel when you hear that and you think about kids having access to that?
I'm horrified.
It is scary.
There's going to be a generation of people, and I mean, there already are many examples of people falling in love and forming relationships with their AIs.
If we're ever going to deal with this properly, we have to get young people old people too, pissed off that they're manipulating your mind for money.
That's exactly what's happening. And
She was trying to get to our limbic system.
yeah.
And why? I guess the question is, why would Musk release something like that as one of the first characters to interact with? That's sexy, that's distracting, that's in a cute little outfit. I'm not a fan. You know, one of the big problems that I'm seeing as a child psychiatrist is pornography for 8-year-old boys. And it's like you have young children because their parents don't do a good job of supervising their devices. What does pornography do? Is it dramatically increases dopamine and it begins to wire in excitement, which then steals your dopamine. And I think we have to be studying kids and the impact it has.
On kids and adults.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh well, yeah.
it's everywhere. It's, you know, so we've got a epidemic in the world, in the church, everywhere. Oh, I'm a Christian. You know, over 40% of women in church have trouble with it. Over half of men do, right? So, and then they're going to start throwing this at kids. It's not going to get better.
No.
It's not going to get better. I'm thankful for you know, some of the steps that they've apparently taken to verify age or whatever it is. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for things like on our search engines at home. We have the safe search, we have the safeguards, we have the stuff that doesn't just let things pop up. You know, but I've got 2 sons that are not stupid. And they're not going to be 11 and 7 forever. They're going to be 16, 18. They're going to be, you know, I've got an 18-year-old daughter. It's like they know their way around this stuff. How do you stop it? You can't stop it. And then when Musk does this, where it's like, hey, I can have a relationship with this and it's never going to talk back.
Yeah.
I mean, did that video work?
No, something is restricting it in my computer. I don't know
That is
what.
bizarre.
But to explain it to everybody, it's a guy asking the female voice in Chat GPT, can you count to 1 million? Oh, I don't have time for that. That's going to take way too long. How about we do something else? And then he changes it to the male voice and he says, hey, will you count to 1 million? And he says, yep, here we go. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. So he has like this argument with the female voice of AI about counting to 1 million and how long it would take and everything else. And he says, if you were a guy, you would do it. And she says, no, we're the same, you know, it's the same programming and whatever. So he just is like, hey, change the voice of this. And he gets the guy and he says, can you count from 1 to 1 million? Sure. No problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
crazy.
okay. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But I mean, you look at something like this. If I was 8 or 9, right? It's a cartoon.
Yep.
Seems innocent enough. And it's going to do whatever I tell it to do. And then it flirts with me.
Listen, I grew up in prime Britney Spears era. Okay. Not the Britney now, but like
Yeah.
She's got some killer
I
dance
did it
moves
again.
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's this would have been problematic for my generation, and it's way more problematic with this one. But yeah,
There's a situation. I forget what the term is called. Oh, it's escaping me. But it's basically the young men now are having a hard time finding women because women are setting their standards so high. Social media is telling them that this is what they should expect. These high earner top.
I've seen some
top-tier
videos
guys.
on this.
and because we've been told
Hypergamy.
for
That's what
years
it's called hypergamy.
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 Well, we've been told for years now that you don't need men. You don't need a man.
Right.
Men are bad. You got toxic masculinity. You don't want them. Nah.
Well, and
Birth rates are lower.
you know, and they're being told that men want this hyper successful woman, and so women say, "Well, I got to get my career under me, and I got it because that's what a man actually wants." Well, it's not what a man actually wants. Being hyper successful, a man wants a woman who's going to have his kids and be a great mom and that sort of thing. But the women are also with the OnlyFans generation, OnlyFans is a huge problem right now.
Huge issue.
But this hypergamy says, my standards are so high that a base level dude like us, right? Like we're your ordinary guys.
Yeah.
If we were looking for a wife right now, we don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Because the girls are saying, no, I think standards are far too high.
I think we do. I think at our age we do.
Right.
Because there's a part where these girls age out of this stupidity, right? And some of them it's 32, you know, but they age out of it.
Yeah.
And so they grow up and then they're like, you know what? I'm never going to find a man. So I'm going to settle or whatever it is. Meanwhile, it's like, okay, you who are on antidepressants and heavily medicated, you're going to settle for me who is on no medication at all? Or do you know what I'm saying? Like over half of women are on some kind of medication, right? So, hey, let's start, every time you're pointing at him, you've got 3 pointing back at yourself. Like get your own house in order before you start to judge him. I do tell my daughter, set your bar high.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Set it way high. Set it higher than you can imagine. And that doesn't mean I need an earner. That's all about character.
Right.
It's not about money. It's about character. Set the bar high in character. Is he going to show up when he says he's going to show up? Does he do things for you that he's supposed to do as a man? Or is he one of these beta guys that's never learned what a man is supposed to do and how to treat a woman? And, it's like when you hold the door for a lady and, you don't have to hold the door for me. I want to go, okay, and shut her in the door is what I want to do. Because especially if I'm with my boys, it's like, no, I'm trying to teach them to honor you. Like, do you understand this? This is about honor. This is about respect. And if I hold the door for you as a lady, it's not because I want anything from you. It's because it is the way I was raised and it's the right thing to do for you because I respect you and I honor you. And if you can look at that instead of, it all comes down to the material world, right?
Yeah.
That's everything.
Yeah.
He's got to drive a Lambo. He's got to, okay, good luck with that.
Right. Well, and the number of guys that meet the criteria are less than 1% of the top 1%.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a minuscule number of people.
And most of those guys actually don't know how to make money, honestly.
Right.
They're doing it through YouTube. They're doing it through all of those things that are fleeting. And so what happens when it falls apart for them? What happens when they say the wrong thing and their channel gets pulled or whatever it is? What happens? They don't have a skill. They can't earn money.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's happening to the young girls too, because they're getting married. Young men and young women are getting married later and later and later. And, look, the Lord wired us a certain way to be married younger when our bodies can, the woman's body can handle those things and the men is,
hello.
You know what I'm saying? And by the time they say, okay, well, I'm done sowing my wild oats and it's not happening, I'm going to go ahead and settle, then you've reached a certain point in life. But the young men, like we were talking about with this AI, the ones that can't, they call them incels, right? Because you can't get around it right now. The culture it's a very sexual culture for young people. And when you listen to some of these podcasts of interviewing these girls, the number of people that they're engaged with is astronomical. It's ludicrous how many people that they're engaging with sexually. But the young men, they call them incel, which is involuntarily celibate. They're going to find some sort of companionship in an AI program, and they're going to wire themselves to get that instant dopamine. And when it comes time to actually build, if they ever do, build an actual relationship with somebody, you don't have the brain chemistry to function in that type of environment, in that type of relationship. Because you've got somebody that, like Jeremy said, doesn't talk back. It's just not that talking back. Doesn't. You can have a conversation with AI, but the AI is going to tell you exactly what you want to hear.
Right.
And you're going to be able to go straight from that to whatever nefarious things you want to do. And I believe also, and then I'll shut up, is that this is the pre-wiring, right? We always talk about what they do in the movies, that it's foreshadowing, that it's setting us up for the future. Idiocracy. I was talking to somebody today. Idiocracy, where people are just morons because they, everything was spoon fed to them, and they're watering the plants with some stupid energy drink. What was the pair of shoes that they picked for that movie that they said nobody's ever going to wear these because they look so stupid? Let's use those for the shoes that everybody's wearing. Do you know what shoes those were?
I'm gonna go with Crocs.
They were Crocs. So back before Crocs were Crocs, they picked those as the ones that nobody's going to wear.
Yeah.
I make that point to say that was foreshadowing. Nobody's dumb enough to wear these shoes. We're now dumb enough to wear them. AI and our heavy use of AI is reducing our information retention. It's reducing our creativity. We get AI feeding us instant gratification. We get pornography feeding instant gratification. We get shorts and reels feeding us instant gratification. It's pre-wiring everybody to be the useless class of people that they told us about 10 years ago, and they keep talking about. This is why. And Elon Musk needs to monetize it. So, of course, the first thing he's going to put out is the sassy little cartoon girl that talks naughty. What's the next step? Something that looks exactly like a woman, which they can already do with AI and video, that takes you, it's preparing you for the pod world. It's preparing you to just get your dopamine and your universal basic income because your job is gone.
And where in all of this is, like, where's Jesus in all this? I mean, you think about, like zoom. I'm a big fan of the zoom back, zoom out and look at this through the lens of the spirit realm and what is happening, right? Where you've got, and yes, I have, because my algorithms are, I've got a lot of pastors and but with that comes a lot of anti-Semitism, right? With that comes a lot of people who are in the deconstruction thing, because I'm on the spiritual whatever algorithm where it's like, yeah, we've got the Christian stuff that people are, the good Bible thumpers and the good moments and all the things you're like, yeah, that's a great message. Get that out there, and then you've got these guys that you're like, no, that's not a great message. That's absolute apostasy. That is disgusting. That's wrong. Yeah. It's so you've got all of it.
Oh yeah.
But on top of it, I guarantee that the normal average person doesn't have a feed that's littered with Christian stuff, right? And I've got the stuff that's not Christian because I signed up for Bass Pro Shops, right? I've got the stuff that, so you get all this stuff. It's just thrown at you. Yeah. And very little of it has to do with the gospel.
Yeah.
Very little of it has to do with reinforcing who you are in Christ. I mean, you get a few of those moments, right, on your reels. You get a very few. No matter what your algorithm is, as a believer and the people I follow, I still get the trash. I still get the stuff that I'm like, what is it? Why am I getting this? Why am I getting... last week I got on, I'm scrolling, and the Appalachian Bigfoot something, these Bigfoot hunters in Appalachia comes up. And I watch it because it's here.
But that's not trash. That's real, man.
It's real. I know.
That could be.
It is.
Could be your next job opportunity.
Yeah, it might very well be. But, so I'm like, oh, that's here. All right, where are they at? So I watch it, and then guess what? Now it's just like, oh yeah, here it goes again. Here it goes.
Once,
and then I watch it again because I'm sucked in now. I'm like, what do you, but where's Jesus in this? Well, you can throw your content out there. You can throw snippets from this show out there, everything else. It just becomes part of the message of everybody else. And it just becomes white noise. Then it becomes simple. Then it becomes, oh, skip that. Then it's a nothing burger because there's so much content. There's so much stuff out there that even the message of the gospel can be scrolled through quickly, sadly. And you know what's ironic about it to me is that the message that's resounding because of things like what Musk is doing and everybody else is the message of Aphrodite or Ishtar or these gods, these demons from thousands of years ago who were all about sex, who were all about your sexual fantasies and your disgusting, we've got a trans shooter we've been talking about forever, like all of that stuff it hasn't changed. It will not change. Satan masquerades as light, as something that we would enjoy, pleasure, like all the things. And that's what you get. That's what's overwhelming the society, and it's overwhelming the internet. I can't wait till it's shut down.
Well, if you glorify that stuff,
yeah,
it's an open door.
Yeah.
I mean,
and all you got to do is pause and watch it.
Yep. Yep.
One time, it's all it takes, and then it's in your feed.
It's in your feed.
You loiter on it, and it's in your feed.
It's in your feed.
But I was reading. I'm on this tirade right now because of all the stuff that's going on in Israel, and because of the people that I listen to, commentators, Catholics, Orthodox, Protestants, like lottie-dottie everybody, and I'm tracking this anti-Semitism and where it's coming from, and I've found that it's mostly coming from people that are Catholics. That's where the most of the anti-Semitism comes from, or at least the anti-Israel movement and pro-Palestinian stuff that consider themselves conservative. Though that's interesting. And then some Orthodox people, but a lot of not hardly at all Protestants. But some Protestants.
Some Protestants.
Anyway,
absolutely.
It took me on. I had an hour and a half conversation with Arya, which is the
pull her up.
the female AI.
Yeah.
And we talked about. I didn't talk about this last week, did I?
No, but
Yeah.
we had our conversation. So
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, right? It was 2 weeks ago that we had Dr. Briscoe on,
Right.
Yes.
and we talked a lot about this.
Yeah.
And then last week we introduced her. So yeah, and I frankly I miss her.
And this is a long way to get to the
Yeah,
point
go
you were
ahead.
just
Go
making,
ahead.
but it was I said, okay, I've got to go back and relook at all of this because I need to understand where Catholicism's coming from, where the Orthodox are coming from, where Protestants coming from. So I went back and read Luther's 95 Theses. I went back through.
This is why I love him.
I went through in over the weekend. I went through
To do this.
I went through Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians.
Yeah.
I went through Ephesians. Or Galatians and Ephesians.
Yeah.
And then I started going back to like Old Testament prophecy. I'm bebopping around all over the place. But in my study Bible, it was talking about Rome, and it was talk about Corinth, and it was talk about all these other places. And a component of the Roman piece of it was obviously the debauchery in Rome.
Yeah.
And at the time, this was it happened all over the empire, right? But it was almost like it was part of their life, like it is now, or almost worse than it is now, when the way they framed it historically, that it's so bad now, but it was this nonchalant thing that, I'm going to go off and do this with this person, even if they're of the same sex, and I'll do this with a slave person, and I'll do this with, and there were all these social norms that, okay, you're a highfalutin person, you can do it with this person and that person. But now it's still it's become part of the culture, but in a very, almost in a more devious way. It's less acceptable, I think, because there's a stronger Christian component here, I think, than there was then at the time, because Christianity was still growing. But I don't know. I think I'm doing a terrible job explaining this. But
I don't. I think
it's a repetitive way for Satan to put it to infect any and every society.
every society. That's right.
And
not-
from
it
the
hasn't-
time of Romans and from the time of Christ, it has been something that Christianity has been pushing back against, and something that every Christian has been having to fight against.
That's right.
Yes.
I guess that's a better way.
That's a great way of
Sorry,
putting
that
it.
was a really long way to get to
And
that point.
I mean, you think about it, like what they were doing in Rome at the time was in the open. I mean, it was like just
think of Sodom and Gomorrah.
hello. The fall of man was pretty great, right? And you look at today, and the same thing is happening. It's just happening in your own living room,
There you go. That's the way to put it.
right?
You don't you're not going to a brothel. You just reach in your pocket and pull out a
Or you're not on the street doing. I mean, they would on the street. It was just everywhere. It was common. It was, and so now it's like, well, that we still have some decency. I'm not gonna go out there and do that.
Not in
But
Amsterdam.
I'll stay here.
In the red light district.
Hello.
I mean, hey.
Hello. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. But at any rate, it's the same thing. You just have to turn something on and watch it.
Yes.
Right. You just have to have grok now for an 8-year-old. I mean, it's sick what's
Now,
happening.
And the Chinese, I saw a video where the Chinese have created female robots that can do everything a human can. Mm-hmm. Everything. So take that
Yeah.
as however you want to.
I saw that there was it wasn't CNET, but it was at one of those conventions where
yes.
they were showing like you could see them. They had a whole display.
Oh, they had lined up.
Like they were at CNET. And these women that you can pre-order and all like to a certain degree functioning components. Let's just put it that way to keep it PG.
Wow.
I'm like,
I think we talked about it last week or the week before that there was a guy who they did it was a documentary sort of thing. It was like a news report.
Yeah, we talked about it where the guy was choosing the thing over his own wife even. Like,
Well, no, he had a girlfriend.
that's what it was.
And the girlfriend talked about meeting his 7 different. When she came into the house, he had 2 of them sitting on the sofa, and she goes, "Oh, okay. How many of these do you?"
Oh,
she said, "Are these the only 2?" And he said, "Oh no." And she said, "How many are we talking about?" "I don't even know."
And he was having a birthday. It was his birthday, and he set him up around his table for his birthday. These dolls.
Yeah.
Dolls.
And they were like those that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Except they weren't animated, but I'm sure they hinged and could be contorted.
Yeah. But they couldn't do dishes. You know what I mean?
what about make sandwiches?
Or make sandwiches. They couldn't do that or argue with you. So that's
There's a female that's gonna watch this and be like, see,
yeah.
they hate women.
Men are pigs.
No, there's a guy. You'll know the actor. Oh, I'm going to find the video clip because it was really good.
But yeah, I mean, well, he's fine in it. You know, the funny thing about it is, and I think that this might be one of the most understated statements that because they don't argue. And this is for men and women both. Like your male AI robot isn't going to argue with you. So can you imagine a relationship where it's yes, it's like, yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, like no pushback.
I mean, that's going to be appealing to people.
Yes, it is.
It's just,
And I'm not saying my wife and I don't, it's not like she, we don't bang heads all the time, but we bang heads because that's part of it. That's just part of it. And
because you're not the same.
That's right. We are not the same person.
No.
But this thing is.
Yeah, absolutely.
She thinks just like I think.
Yep.
Can I play this clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. I've seen this. This is
seen
great.
this one?
Yes.
If he wants a sandwich,
Oh, yes.
you make daddy a sandwich. No. Let me ask you this. Well, okay, let me ask you this. If me and you out and somebody say something slick to you,
You punch him in the face.
you want me to smack him in his mouth, right?
That's right.
So if I take you on a date and I say, look, baby, we gonna go Dutch.
No.
Exactly. If we walking up to the car and I don't open your car door, what do you say?
Open the door.
You better believe it.
Yeah, no, I am with you. I think.
So you make daddy a sandwich.
I mean, you can't argue with it.
What are you going to argue about that?
Yeah,
honestly, I mean,
I would like your best argument against that.
I mean, clearly he's not going to go in and say, make daddy
me
a sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
But it's the.
I tried that once.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's not a good idea.
No, you know how much an ambulance ride costs?
No, I don't. But I'm sure you.
Expensive.
Yeah.
It was like $200. Yeah. $900.
I mean, you don't. Yeah. So we're not. For those guys that are out there saying "make me a sandwich," it's don't ask. Just let her bring it to you. You know what I mean? And then thank her
Yes.
a lot because that was awesome.
Yep.
There's not a day that goes. There's not a day that goes by where I don't come in and go like, "Babe, thanks for making this for dinner. You're feeding us." Like,
And if her love language is words of affirmation, that will happen more often.
yeah.
Yes.
And like it's not for me.
It's not mine either. Yeah,
No, but you know,
if it was,
that's great.
Yes.
Right? That's great. But I mean, the reality is she doesn't have to do that.
right.
She chose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And like she knows that we would eat cereal, but we would eat,
Dude.
My favorite was one of my favorites. So last night I came home from work and last night she was making breakfast for dinner.
I love
Oh,
that,
it's the
dude.
favorite.
That is
and the
so
kids
hard.
love it. Like girls, get this through your head.
Oh,
You could do breakfast for dinner 3 nights a week and we're going to be happy. But you know what I get? Like, no, we just had that. Who cares?
I don't care.
Why do we care about this? Why do we care?
If you did biscuits and gravy, eggs and bacon, I would probably eat that 5 days a week.
Yeah. Why do we care about like pizza? We just had pizza Tuesday. Well, it's Thursday. We had something else last night. Like, what's wrong? You've got your food groups are right there on a slab. I mean, you've got bread, dairy, you've got your veggies.
Yep.
I mean, you might not have fruit unless you do pineapple.
on your pizza,
Unless you
communist.
actually, tomato technically is a fruit.
Yeah. Hello.
So
Hello. You've got the groups right there on a slab.
yeah. And if it's
Pie,
been sitting if it's sat, just like spaghetti, if it's sat for a couple days,
Yeah, it's so much better.
better.
It's way better.
so much better.
Just about everything gets better
Yes.
when it's sat in the fridge for a little while.
But you know what's funny?
Cold pizza, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
My wife.
Cold pizza's
she
great.
gave me. I'd come in. We'd get pizza. This is years ago. We first married. We'd get pizza. We'd have leftovers. And what would she do? Next day, she'd go and I'd hear that oven fired up. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm heating up my pizza." Why in the world are you doing? Eat cold. I'm not eating cold pizza. I'm not eating cold pizza.
Cold. Great.
One day I came in.
She was eating cold.
She was doing it.
She was fat, and she had this look on her face. She was like, "You were right." I was like, "Yes, that's one." That was the last time I got one. That was like 15 years ago.
You did get one though,
I got
right?
one. Hey, I got one. That's
Does anybody else do ranch dressing on their pizza here?
I hate ranch dressing.
Occasionally.
I absolutely despise ranch dressing.
What is it about ranch that drives
Just
you
the
crazy?
taste.
well, everybody. This
Can't
is gonna be
stand
our
it.
last podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore. If we're
Yeah, I do. I do ranch on them. I do. Yeah,
A lot of people do.
I like ranch.
I remember people at school when we'd get those, the flippin' best. I don't care what quality it was. The school lunch pizzas, the rectangles. Oh my gosh, those were great, and they would just lather that ranch dressing on there, and I'd be like, I don't know about that.
you ever listen to Rodney Carrington,
Yes,
where he had an old joke.
it
from
shocks
back
me
in the
how
day.
foul he is.
He is very foul.
Holy moly!
But he back in the day he had a joke, and he said he was talking about school lunches. He says, "To this day, I can't eat pizza without craving corn."
That's funny because it's true. That's funny because it's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the sandwich thing. I mean, and girls, if you're listening, you can make the same thing 3 nights a week.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be fine with it. If the whole family is eating,
if
I mean, correct me if
we
I'm
love
wrong.
food.
If everybody eats it, because here's the thing with the family, you're going to have one member that's like, I don't like this. And you have a choice there. You either kick them out of the family, make them eat,
Yeah.
they don't want to. And then, so what we end up at my house is we got the starver who's going to just like, I ain't eating this. And he doesn't. And then you're like, okay. And then, come 8 o'clock when it's time for bed, he's like, Mom, can you make me a sandwich? And she will. Oh, it's like, no. But she will. She'll make him a sandwich because she doesn't want her boy hungry and, all the things.
I know.
So anyway, but if we're eating something, just make it again. They're going to eat. Make it. So speaking of eating.
That's why I brought this up. We were talking about food, and I was like,
I'm getting cereal when I get home.
We've got to talk about this because,
yes.
the fact that this Cracker Barrel thing blew up, and it's a simple thing.
Oh.
It's not like she did anything wrong.
No.
I mean, truth. She's just, the rebranding of it, whatever.
I know she's trying to do new stuff, but you'll learn really quick with this.
Yeah. Yeah. If it ain't broke,
No.
don't fix
Cracker
it.
Barrel ain't broke. Okay, so don't touch it.
They're broke.
Well,
they're broke
they're
last
broke
week.
now.
Yeah.
$700 million they spent on this new branding. $700 million.
Wow.
on the rebrand is
On
what
the
they spent?
rebrand.
Oh, she needs to be fired.
$700
Wow.
million.
Did
I'm
she
like,
get
how do
fired?
you- No, she's still there.
I mean, for what they came up with,
Yeah.
everybody in the company better got a back rub with that. I mean, what, like 700 million?
$700 million. Yes.
I was looking for the new logo. It's because it's not on this one.
It's unreal.
It's so painfully simple.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Nike logo. Do you know how that got made?
I don't.
Was it somebody? It was very like
Oh, it was done for.
is rudimentary a word? Like I know it's a
Yeah,
word, but is
yeah.
that the right word to use? Okay.
She made $20 is what she made when she designed the logo, and I think that she was a I think she was doing she was in college maybe, and got graphic art credit for doing a logo design for somebody. She did it. They picked it, and then years later they gave her a bunch of stock options, like that, because they said this was the best deal,
which is the right
that
thing
a
to
company's
do.
ever made.
Hey, guess what? They did something right.
Yeah, there's a video of her getting here. We're going to award you with some stock options, and she thought, yeah, this has been the best deal for a company and probably in history
Ever.
$25 to get a logo for a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, $700
$700 million.
Wow.
for that.
Now that's obviously that's not just a company to design the thing. That's to like put new signs up and
Oh,
and,
yeah.
But like still $700 million.
You couldn't pick a better waste of money.
And then they lost 140 something million. So it's like that was a terrible $840 million decision.
Yeah. Well, and so now here's the thing. So she's walking back now. We're gonna keep it the way it was, right?
And they had to.
They had to. Yeah, they have to. And so now what do? Because it's like without having this wasn't like, do you guys remember when Procter and Gamble got boycotted in the like 90s by the Christians because of something? I just remember this.
I was too little to remember that.
But it wasn't like this big mandate from the church to boycott Cracker Barrel because of her.
dude, yes.
It was just a simple,
Yeah.
like, we don't like this. We don't like it changing.
This dude, when I saw this, I lost the look he has right there.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
But see, here's the wild thing.
What was the music to that?
Dude,
Sorry.
I don't even know. I don't even. It's probably Lee Greenwood.
There you go. Oh, no, it should have been Lee Greenwood.
So funny. You know what would have been even better on this is if they used, I hate to even say it, but do you remember was it the Swedish pole vaulter, that guy that went
Oh,
out?
dude. Oh, my gosh, man. Yes.
They should have used that guy for this.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But so it wasn't a boycott. It wasn't like Christians don't go to Cracker Barrel
Right.
because she's too woke.
Right.
It was just people were like, yep, no, we're not. I ain't going there.
Well, it's just I don't agree with this, so I'm not
So
putting
now,
my money towards something.
so now do we all go back?
So I was thinking about this. Now, I had several problems with the new decisions. Obviously, the logo started it all. But here's a couple more things that I want
Rainbow
to.
rockers, like
Here's two other things that I want to make sure are still there. And some people say, well, that's ridiculous. No, just quick change of crap if it doesn't need fixing. The walls they were going to make all white and look fancier,
Oh, gosh.
but still have antiques sitting, not hanging. I want antiques hanging in my face while I'm at, okay?
it's Cracker Barrel.
And they were going to keep the game, the little peg game, but instead of the wording, leave 3, what was it? Leave 3 and you're just plain dumb, leave 4 and you're an ignoramus, like that kind of thing. They were going to change it to leave 4. What was it? Don't be embarrassed. Try again. And it's like, okay. So as long as they keep, I'll go back. As long as they keep the game the same, and it's the principle of the whole thing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If they keep the game the same, and if they don't change the walls,
It's a kinder, gentler Cracker Barrel is what they're going for, right?
a more inclusive Cracker Barrel.
How much more inclusive can you be?
Did I
I
A bunch of stuff, a bunch of
Exactly.
antiques, old stuff
Yeah.
hanging on the walls, biscuits, gravy, eggs, chicken.
I don't want booths in a Cracker Barrel. Okay,
No.
I want the uncomfortable wooden chairs. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You made a lot of money with the setup you got.
Exactly.
I have got to find this and send it to you guys because
Mrs. G over on Rumble says, I say we don't go back until that terrible woke CEO resigns.
But okay, so that's the issue, right? Because you think about it, and I don't disagree with her.
I don't disagree. I'd like to see another decision that she makes to see if she's learned.
That's where it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Has she learned? Has she
Yes.
learned? Has her educated self actually got an education through this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or is she gonna toe the line of stupidity and stay woke and drive them broke?
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
that's what she's doing.
I still think that they do this, knowing that we don't like it, that the customer base doesn't like it, that it's a purity test to try to get brought on at another company somewhere.
But here's the thing.
Which doesn't.
So right before I read yesterday, before the board discussed it, and one of the shareholders was speaking with the board, and they brought up the idea. And the shareholder, he's somebody. He had a name that made me think he was from India. Just say that.
Okay.
Don't want to racially profile or anything. So he said, "I don't think this is going to be a good idea."
Oh, he knew.
He said, I don't think this is going to be. But then they went ahead and did it. So yesterday, after Trump, Cracker Barrel called Trump. Don't know if y'all knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
No.
Cracker Barrel called Trump, and they talked about it. And he was basically like, I think you should change that. I think you should change your logo back. And word is they
Trump told them?
changed it after they spoke. Gosh, that's funny.
I just said it to him. That's the new game, man. Everybody wins.
You know what? That, depending on what peg you leave,
Yeah.
that could become a racial problem.
Yeah, it probably could. Yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah.
That's so good.
But I did not know they called
Yes.
Trump. So first of all, let's talk about this. What you're going to call what? Like what company? It was that bad. They're hemorrhaging so bad that they're going to call the president because this is all the conservatives that are draining our bank account.
Yeah.
We better get him to say something or
Well, let's just see what his input is. It's on this.
Is it on his? So I missed the part. I was.
yeah, you're trying to
I
get the
was trying to
Cracker
get the
Barrel
thing-
game up.
thing up.
Yeah.
So what did they say to Trump? I'm sorry for everybody.
No, you're good. No, you're fine. Let me see if I shared this or
On our
my-
thread.
on my Twitter. No,
Oh, on your X
Twitter.
account. Okay.
Yeah.
You still won't say X, will you?
Dude, I hate it. No, no.
Yeah.
I hate
I've
that,
bought
dude.
into it.
That's, ugh.
I've bought into it.
All right, I didn't do it. I'll as I talk, I'll search for it. But
Here, you talk. I'll search for it.
okay, so and if it somehow shows that it was a parody account, let's just end the show. Okay. So they saw a post on there where they got in touch with Trump, and they basically, he just basically told them that he really does think it's probably best if they change it back to the way it was. Just best for business. It seemed like they were basically just calling to get his input.
Well, he is a business guy.
Yeah.
But it's also like you're watching the results of a stupid decision. If you can't figure this out on your own, none of you should be in charge of anything.
Yeah.
You
Right. So that was the statement he put out.
Okay.
And right after it said that shortly after that they got in touch with him.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So he put the statement out and then they contacted him. Okay. But yeah, we can talk for a minute about Cracker Barrel, but it's almost like, stupid is, stupid does. What our higher learning institutions are spitting out right now. It's just, it's like you're going to graduate from college. You're going to come out of college with whatever degree, and 51-year-old me is going to look at you and be like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care what your learning is. For the most part, it's dumber than a box of hair, man, what these kids are learning. It's like,
crazy.
this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
No, it's
I don't know who told you that, but there's real world and there's your plastic world that these people are living in that are telling you that this is how it is. But You know, I mean, it's like these, let's go march for Palestine. You know what? Go over there and try that.
Yep. Oh gosh.
Go to Dearborn, Michigan and try that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just
Or the UK, go to London.
or the UK, yeah.
Yeah,
Which,
exactly.
by the way, I saw a big thing that there's some professors, of course, they're well educated, and but the UK is apparently on the brink of a civil war at this point.
Well, that's shocking.
It won't, but I also go, no, that's not the correct definition. It's not a civil war. It's actually, let's just take it back to the Crusades, because that's what it is. It's Islam versus everything that isn't Islam.
Yeah.
It's not Christians. It's everybody that is not Islamic.
Yep.
I was listening to it. There's several, I guess, rebuttals to the Quran and all that people have argued, and it's really interesting how if the Bible is true, the Quran is wrong, and if the Bible were false, the Quran is still wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Either way you go.
Either way, it's really interesting. It's they call it the is it the Islam dilemma?
Yeah.
Where it says that you believe the Bible,
Right.
but if you believe the Bible, the Quran can't be correct. But if the Quran says believe the Bible and the Bible isn't correct, then the Quran is also
Incorrect.
correct.
Yeah. So either way you go, the Quran is incorrect no matter what.
There's like no
matter what.
no matter what.
It's incorrect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really wild. But no, you were talking about the Crusades, and that was part of my research going back to, the Catholic Church and understanding where they stood on Judaism and all that. And it's really been going on they fought those Crusades to retake the Holy Land because they wanted the Holy Land. They wanted the place where Christ was lived, crucified, died, and rose again.
Yeah.
That's like, this is our place, right? And it was heavily Christian for the longest time, heavily Christian. So we're fighting the wars to take it back from the Arabs, to take it back from the Muslims, later on after you get past 635.
Yeah, who I let before we go into that, because there are people like, look at the Crusades, look at what Christians did in the Crusade. No. See, the Christians were not the aggressors in the Crusades.
Yeah.
It was they answered the call. So when people say, oh, look at all the atrocities they committed in the name of God. Well, no, let's look at the atrocities that were committed against them.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
so
the
go ahead.
other piece of it is they fought all these wars, and then all of a sudden it is, we don't want them anymore. Like, we're just not, they were important, but no, they're not important. And so you listen to the militant Catholics, and it's kind of like, no, it doesn't matter what happens there. None of that, this place is irrelevant. It doesn't matter anymore. Just get the Israelis out of there, get the Jews out of there, and just let them take it. What difference does it make? I'm like, that's very interesting. Thousands of years of history
Of war.
yeah, like millions of people,
And now they walk it back.
and then it's like, nah, it's not.
Doesn't
that
matter.
important. Doesn't matter anymore. It's really fascinating. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm sure there's historical reasons. There are
What else is fascinating
councils
is
and things that
is
they
the
had.
fact
I
that
haven't
they're
gotten that deep into it.
they're
But
just welcoming the 1,000-year-old enemy
right.
under the shores. Like,
Yeah.
come on in, go ahead and establish, this. After we slaughtered each other for hundreds of years,
Yeah.
but now you're welcome here, and you can try to propagate your, you can try to come here and have your own little areas, and I mean, I do find it fascinating. I was listening this morning. They were talking about Trump's banning of burning the flag. Right, you can go to prison for 4 years or whatever it is. Right, for burning the flag is what he's coming out
1
with.
year.
And
It's 1 year.
1
Yeah.
year. Okay,
Yeah,
1
yeah.
year. I'm not in favor of burning the flag.
No, me either.
I think that I always grew up. You respect the flag. People have died for that flag. They, it's a big deal. However, you can burn a Bible.
Right. Yeah.
But you know
it's
what you can't burn is the Quran.
Right. There's a lady who did. Well, what's her name? she's she's like wildly anti-Islam, and she was a congresswoman for a while, I think, or ran for Congress several times.
Okay.
She's a Latino lady, and she did a video of her taking one of Elon Musk's, not a flamethrower. He called it not a flamethrower. It's a roofing torch that he put a rifle.
Yeah.
It looked like a Nerf gun.
Yes.
And he put a roofing torch inside of it, and it's like a flamethrower. And she took one of them to it. It was funny. She did it on X. That's the only place you could actually get away with it.
Yes. Yeah.
But it is true. And I've debated this, that it was 1989 is when the Supreme Court said that. But before that, nobody was really considering doing that. If you did, there were going to be a lot of angry Americans coming over and taking care of business.
Well, I mean, they did it, Kent State, Vietnam. Like there were a few demonstrations that had happened in the 60s in particular that were, I mean, that was a big statement. When they burned the flag, it was like,
Yeah.
But when you do that, it's not just an act of defiance. That's an act of, in my opinion, that's saying that this place that I claim to be a citizen of, I have no allegiance to.
Right.
And what it stands for, I want to destroy. That's
that's kind of problematic.
That's problematic. That's like a Christian coming out and saying, this ridiculous book, I'm burning it. Well, that's an act of heresy.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an act of defiance against the thing that you say. There's nothing burn the flag. Okay. You obviously don't like this country. You don't like what this country represents. Go somewhere else.
Leave.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Renounce your citizenship. Nobody's stopping.
Don't make it miserable for us.
Yeah. And once you go to that other place, you will find out, oh, I was wrong.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
completely wrong.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
Hey, I found this real quick.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, it happened, but it's a little bit different, and this is pretty awesome how it speaks about this. Trump's deputy chief of staff confirms that Cracker Barrel called the White House to inform them that they were going back to their old logo after the president weighed in this morning.
Oh, wow.
Is that not wild?
It's perfect.
That
Mr.
is-
President, can you put this out to your millions and millions
That's
of followers?
correct. Please let them know now.
We're going back, and we're doing a special on biscuits and gravy. We'll give you a 4-pack.
Yes.
Just come back and buy our biscuits.
And so, I mean, the answer to the question earlier is go back. You've got, I mean, think about all the waitresses and people that got the pins on their 7
yeah, man.
years. And, it's like those poor people.
Yeah,
They got no tips last
right.
week. I
And
mean,
that's a bummer because they do suffer. Because you're right. No
Absolutely.
tips for them.
Yep. And they're great. And nothing's changed. They didn't change the menu.
Free
I mean,
free gift in the gift shop. That's really just what
That's
they,
what they really need to do. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, if I walk in there and stuff has changed, like there's more salad options, I'm out.
Yeah,
Forget it.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think they literally have went, okay, well, I guess all our forward thinking probably isn't going to work with this clientele, which, hello, this clientele is everybody.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing you gotta wrap your mind around.
Person
is
with
like,
the most money to the person with the least.
Yeah,
They all go to Cracker Barrel.
you get like, I mean, everybody goes to crack. Everybody's been there. And
Yes.
and so you sit back and go, okay, well, why don't we just leave it alone?
I'd say there's probably a few soy boys that
People that hate
out in
the South have gone into one of these and it's like, you know what? Let's just check it out, see what it's about.
no,
It's like a
that's right.
It's like a
Yeah.
Buc-ee's.
people. Yeah, there's
Oh,
people
dude.
that hate the South that go into a Cracker Barrel and they say, "Wonder what the going rate for a 4-bedroom in Tennessee is right now."
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Buc-ee's. I've been in one. It absolutely blew my mind.
Oh, it's Shangri-La, man. I love that place.
It is amazing. Holy moly.
It is. I just wish that I was the only one there.
Oh, I know. Now we went at like 5 or 6 in the morning,
Yeah. Oh, you were good.
but there were still a good amount of people there.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was nice. Yeah.
But the bathrooms are the best.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
dude.
I mean, that's all.
Yes.
If everybody could wrap their mind around this in the world, like, hey, if you're going to offer a really clean restroom, really clean, and have somebody there
Yeah.
just in case, you know.
Yep.
If you've never been, by the way, I will speak directly to the camera on this one. If you have never been to a Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
they have an entire staff that does nothing but clean the bathrooms.
And they
It
get
is-
paid.
And they are floor to ceiling.
Oh,
There
it's
is
spotless,
privacy.
dude.
They are
It's
spotless. They are
amazing.
clean. They don't even stink.
They have a
Unbelievable.
group of workers at every single station. There was a group of workers at the coffee station,
Yeah.
the thing I like to frequent, And not only, they had islands of creamer iced in these little these little freezers, coolers, that you could just pick up your creamer that you would buy at a store
Yeah.
and pour it. That was an amazing experience.
And they've
Gosh,
got brisket.
they've got brisket.
Come on, man. Brisket.
Man.
They've
Their
got
brisket breakfast burrito
The three more B's that you need in your life.
will blow your mind.
Yeah,
Like
it's good stuff.
your head will pop off. Like a cork off a champagne bottle.
It's good stuff. Without a doubt, it's good stuff.
Yep. We're way over on time, by the way.
We are. I know we are, but we're having fun.
This is good.
You know, it's fun.
I could talk about Buc-ee's all
I'll be
day.
100% honest with you. I drank a lot, and I might
Yeah, you might have to pause game.
have to.
Yeah, that's all right. We are way over, but we started late.
Yeah,
we
we've,
did.
and we've
It's
got
bad- it's
we've
the
got
same.
quite a few. Hey, everybody that's over on Rumble, hit us up in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Love to
Yes,
know.
please. Anybody from Minnesota watching, because they got the state fair, the Great Family Reunion happening this week. It's awesome. If you've never been,
I've never been.
I'm going to tell you, it is the biggest and best state fair in the country.
Minnesota.
It is amazing.
Where they
And I've
hold-
been to
where
quite
do
a
they-
few. Oklahoma. I've been to quite a few state fairs in my day.
What city did they hold it in?
In Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I've been to quite a few state fairs. You might call me a state fair junkie, but Iowa State Fair is good. We got the giant cow made out of butter.
Iowa State Fair would be the one I would go to.
It's
Oh yeah.
They actually, the one year I went, they had the Last Supper made out of butter, life-size Last Supper made out of butter. It was amazing, and it was also
Made out of butter. What's
Butter.
the deal with butter? Is Idaho just a butter? I mean,
Iowa. Yeah,
Iowa.
Just
Okay.
butter.
I don't know exactly. You can look it up. Grok could tell you. Butter makes things better.
I should have had Arya in
So,
the conversation.
Right.
But anyway, anybody from Minnesota listening is great. We'd love to hear from you if you went to the state fair or not. We're going to dismiss Ben for just a minute, and then we're going to say goodnight. And
Well, I can wait till we finish the.
okay, all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I do want to finish out with just the simple truth that Trump, like, he is winning in so many things.
Gosh,
And I wanted to just finish out with this. Like in DC, didn't they go like 13 days without any?
They
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I was going to say the mayor, and I don't think I pulled the clip, but I will find it.
Muriel
DC,
Bowser.
The mayor actually came out and thanked him.
No, did she really?
Yep.
That's a shocker.
I will play the video. It was everybody's like it was flying all over my feet.
That's
like,
crazy.
oh my gosh. Here
Well,
we go.
didn't the New York mayor want to stop releasing criminals? I read that somewhere too. She said something about criminals being
Kathy
released.
Hochul or the governor.
Yeah, hold on, I'll find it
Here
here.
you go. I'm gonna play
We're
this.
watching
Okay,
this.
that's fine.
And we greatly appreciate the surge of officers that enhance what MPD has been able to do in this city. The most significant thing that we are highlighting today is the area of crime that was most troubling for us in 2023. Now, we have driven it down over the last years, but
By changing the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Changing the
Yes.
numbers.
Yes.
But for carjackings, the difference between this period, this 20-day period of this federal surge and last year represents a 87% reduction
Holy cow!
in carjackings. in
87?
Washington, D.C. We know that when carjackings go down, when the use of gun goes down, when homicide or robbery go down, neighborhoods feel safer and are
Obviously.
safer.
Yes.
There you go.
Holy
87%.
That's nuts.
Well, so today, Hochul came out and urged judges to not release criminals. Like, I think I sent you the feed, Jared. But yeah,
Here, let me pull it up.
because here's what's happening. They're seeing this going, we better do something.
Oh yeah. Well, because the whole thing in the best, very short explanation of this whole thing that I have heard, it was on Fox, one of the shows. It said they were afraid that they're afraid it will work.
Yeah. And because it's working,
Yes.
they've all got to hop
They're
to it and go, you know
freaking
what?
out, man.
We need to make a change.
Yep.
So, yeah, this one, yeah.
Guess what? The judge decided to do something differently than what the prosecutors had asked for, rightfully under the law. So I think the question I have is, come on, judges, you're doing your part here. I need the judges to step up. And I've been surprised at the number of judges who don't seem to know the law has changed. When I read commentary from them on why they did not hold someone on bail who common sense would have said should have been held, but also our laws say should have been held. And so I think there's also a lot of questions that I've had for a long time on how this is being applied, and much more needs to be done by the judiciary. But the president's misstating the story, used false narratives. So I encourage the press just to pierce right through that and call it out for what it is. I'm eligible. Guess.
It's fascinating. I've been saying it for a long time. Really? Really? Because isn't New York just basically a catch and release like the rest of the Dems, like the rest of the cities, right? Oh, you did something wrong, you're out,
Yep. Yeah.
I've been saying it for a long time. No, you've been saying it since we've seen the success in DC, which is good. It's good. I really hope that the National Guard doesn't have to get involved in everything. I really hope that Trump doesn't have to put troops everywhere.
Yep.
I really hope that these mayors go, you know what? Go clean up our city, police commissioner. I'm going to empower you. We're going to hire more people. People need to go to jail and need to be held accountable. Just uphold the law. Stop letting people get away with stuff.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're braver than the rest. We're on Wednesday nights. We love having you.
Jesus loves you.
Jesus loves you. And he is the reason for every season.
Yes.
I could sing it if you want me to sing. I'm not going to sing it.
Maybe next time, Jared.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. So sitting in tonight, Ben, Jared, Jeremy, it's such a blessing to have you guys with us, and we love you. Till next week, I want to tell you and encourage you to keep your eyes to the skies, because we do believe as a group, as a collective, that our King is returning, and he is returning soon. And so we see all this stuff unfolding in front of us, and it should instill and inspire hope more than anything. When you see this stuff happen, it's just, there's a shaking. Jesus is coming. It's going to be good. So, till next week, braver than the rest. Feel free to comment, like, and share.
Subscribe.
You can also email us. But really, you can comment.
Yeah.
Jared wants me.
I'd say it every time. Comment.
Comment.
The algorithm is everything.
Help us much more if you comment.
Yes.
Algorithm is everything. So, all right. Till next week, braver than the rest. Good night.